Hello everyone, 95% Rookie here, and as you can see, we're doing our Contact Let's Play. So yeah, I decided to start this. I had a hankering for Arma, so I'm still recording the Modern Warfare Let's Play as well, and I have some other stuff on the side I'm working on top of that. But for now, I figured I'll just start a Contact Let's Play, and we'll kind of have multiple things running continuously, and that way, if people don't like watching the Modern Warfare thing, they'll have more Arma content with the Arma 3 Contact and things like that. So yeah, so we're gonna start this. First off, I guess I'll go over my initial thoughts on Contact. When it first came out, I was pretty fucking hyped for it, honestly. Like, just the idea of like a Arma like covering aliens in an Arma way, like with extraterrestrials being like, I'm a big fan of things like X-Files and well, sci-fi in general, but I do enjoy that kind of like first contact. XCOM, you know, XCOM is a big one where it's like you've come into contact with aliens for the first time, and I like it more when it's handled more grounded, but fantastical elements are fun as well. It's just like in this game, Contact, it kind of considers it like that. What was that movie? Is that movie, what's the movie called? Is it called Contact? That one movie where it's about communicating with aliens or whatever. That's kind of like how this DLC portrays aliens, right? It's like it's realistic in a sense, in that it's like it's trying to be more grounded in how humans would actually react to aliens, but it's also, you know, fantastical in the sense that it's highly unlikely that aliens would appear in this fashion, at least, you know, in my opinion. And however you think about aliens in real life, that's a different matter. But and it's generally just a very well made DLC. So apart from like a few bugs and typical Arma jank that you would expect from a Arma 3 DLC, it's pretty well made and really pushes the envelope in terms of how an Arma campaign functions in terms of scripting and all that stuff. So yeah, and going on back to when it was first announced, yeah, I was very hyped for it, and it pretty much blew away my expectations. Like, I was very pleased with it overall, so I'm expecting to like it this playthrough. Definitely, I don't think I'll enjoy it as much as when I first played it, but that's just kind of, you know, how that goes. I've only played it through, I think I've played it through once, and I may actually have a save I have to reset on this because I was going through like a second playthrough, but I kind of stopped. So, yeah, I'll start it now. Let's see, go to play. Yeah, let's revert on false negative. The first part, I think, sets the stage super well, and I'll kind of spoil it, but it's a training exercise, and they don't really tell you at the start it is. So when I first played it, I was like, oh, are we in like combat? But then you realize you see the blank fire adapter on the end of your gun, and just how things are basically structured like an actual training operation. I'll turn the game volume up a little bit, just a smidgen once I get in. Let me just turn it up real quick. Alright, let's try that. I think that's a bit better.
I don't know. He went to relieve Baker on point.
You can see our magazines have the blue mark because they're blanks.
Alright, fuck it! On me, let's go!
Looks like we're just starting a typical Arma campaign, basically. Look at our mission. Oh, we got the pyrotechnics going off. Just to simulate a real battlefield condition. One thing about this DLC is the performance is definitely not great, but I mean, there's so much scripting and stuff going on, it's kind of inevitable to have some performance issues. If I were to go to inventory, you can see on the end here, SimCom adapter, so simulation munition, whatever. And if magazine, blank meg. Baker's down, up ahead. We got that really sweet multicam woodland pattern for the terrain. We're using black MXs, not... Luckily they don't just recolor another MX variant, which I don't like. I think I've gone over that in the past, so I don't think MXs should be colored for their environment. Like in real life, guns aren't really, unless you spray paint them. You know, they really should just be whatever color they're manufactured in.
Oh shit, Baker down. Heads up, we got movement. 12 o'clock. Jenkins, you're on the red line. Ah, son of a bitch.
We're gonna hit with the munitions. The LDF, although they are really portrayed as kind of assholes and like the bad guys in this DLC, I do like their design, and I do kind of wish they were more portrayed maybe as nicer than they are in this. Like I understand they have to be like a hostile faction, but it's kind of dumb that like a NATO ally is so hostile towards NATO and all that. Well, I guess there are lore reasons why, but I don't know. Never really sat right with me. The idea of how, if there was like a whole campaign set during like war games like this without even the aliens, I think that would be a pretty interesting idea for like a, maybe not even just a whole campaign, but just a few missions in a campaign. If you're doing like training exercises and then like a real war kicks off, I think that would be really neat.
Over here. Keep that jammer on it, Jack. What is this?
Yeah, I tried that. Service panel's stuck.
You wedged a fucking screwdriver in it?
Yeah, like I said, I tried that. It's stuck. There's an operator control station in the guardhouse. You can turn it off there, right?
These are the LDF guys playing dead because it's actually a simulation and not actually you know, an actual battlefield.
Stop. Edit. Parameters. Simulation false.
And we got the console kind of Arma 3 console there with the global exec and all that.
Livonian Defense Force UGVs are out of action. I reckon I could pull some intel if you can wait one. Over. Too slow. Great. You bluebells get extra points if you shoot us in the back? Hey, what the hell?
There, American. I shoot you front.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it, pal.
They're just really just kind of hostile. Like we aren't like buddies with these guys. They're just kind of assholes.
Alchemist, all call signs. Index.
Cool guns though. Cool sci-fi, very like sci-fi guns for sure. Like fucking aliens.
Again this afternoon. Maybe the reserves can show you how it's done. Further to my left. Transfer.
Their uniforms are cool. The camel pattern that's kind of like Swedish. That what are called MO5 or whatever.
Operations Center. That's the green container with an asshole outside.
All right, I go to the Tactical Operations Center. Can I talk to any of these guys? There's Rudd, or no, this is what's his name? Forget his name. Who's our? Is it Steps? Stins? I forget. It starts with an S, I think. The guy who's with us throughout this whole thing. I think for this part, I'll run through the initial tutorial and stuff. Just basically the first mission. Then I might have to split up parts more because it kind of goes into like an open world campaign, which is another thing about this DLC is the open world aspect.
Yes, sir. Specialist data I've just been reassigned on a PCS.
Where am I supposed to go? Oh, over here. Whoops.
Wonderful. Do you have a map?
Just a sketchbook, sir. Not enough maps to go around.
Sinews of war, huh? Rip that one off the whiteboard here.
I like Homewood. He's a interesting character for the time we know him. He's supposed to be kind of an antagonist or
Our joint
whatever.
exercises span the Nodbor region. As you know, that's pretty much one big military training area. No civ pop to give us any trouble. But this is premium strategic real estate. The Andreev Gap. Take ground here, and you close the door on the Baltic states. Anyway, our boys are pushing east. From
Very
the Kaliningrad
topical
border.
considering the
Obviously,
current
in this
events with the
scenario,
Russians and everything.
Role-playing as the Russians. That means we'll be facing off against the Livonian Defense Force. Already this morning, we've put some pressure on their MSR, here. Later today, they'll counterattack, dominating the high ground south of our position. To simulate this, we're doing a lot of live fire on this hill. Perfect. That's this country pissing on our fireworks. I shit you not. Even the weather here's against us. Listen, let's wrap it up. Point out anything you want to know.
That a military tower?
Kind of. Armed Forces Radio. It only airs your lieutenant's pick of classical music. If I were the colonel, I'd make that a Tier 1 priority target. That there? That's a Black Troopsville, one of our many burn pits. Piss me off and I guarantee you'll see more of it.
Burn pits, that's also kind of topical considering the health implications in the military with people, you know, getting very sick and diseases and stuff from being near like cancer and things like that, from being near burn pits.
Camp Conrad. That an FOB, sir?
It's an ongoing problem in militaries.
Right on the edge of our live fire zone.
Happens when you're burning lots of trash and stuff, lots of shitty chemicals released in the air, and if you're nearby, you know, you breathe it in.
An old Soviet site?
Radar base. LDF tests their drones there. Ah, Polana. The LDF have a small logistics staging area at the junction there. It's only home to a few MTA wardens now. Everybody else left. Seems we don't make good neighbors. That's the Livonian Defense Forces MOB. Aside from being their main base of operations here, it's also the home of the elite 5th Regiment, Special Forces. You'll spot them by the wolf's head insignia on their sleeves.
Nadbor. You know if that's a large town, sir?
Large enough. Just don't expect a warm reception. People there, they've had enough of army folk.
This road. It's not part of the training area?
No, civilian corridor. It's the only way through to Nadbor if you haven't got a pass. All right, then. Let's get this shit show on the road. See that concrete office across the courtyard? I need you to go on over and assist your slack-ass corporal. I need that electronic warfare demo making sense.
No, it's like little newspaper things. Pause that if you want to read them. And as I was saying though, I like the definitely the switch to like an open world campaign here. It's a very fitting, I think, for Arma to have like an open world scenario where you pick your objectives, you pick how you approach them, and I think definitely in Arma 4 or whatever, when the next Arma campaign, they're going to follow that. Same thing with, you know, with Old Man, they did the same thing.
I need to, you know, cement it in.
Yeah, but I can't fix the problem between your ears, Lane.
They have their own patch for this exercise.
Now I got in English.
Military exercises heighten tensions. U.S. forces arrive in Livonia for joint military exercises amid growing concerns over Russia's status. Or Russia's CSAT status. British Special Forces in training during exercise Electron 37. So there are definitely Brits here. Some 25,000 Livonian, U.S. and British troops participating in joint training operations less than 15 kilometers from the Russian exclave of Kaliningrad. Named Electron 39, the event will be organized the biggest of its kind and comes just weeks ahead of a Kremlin decision on a CSAT membership action plan. Russia says that such a show of force close to its borders is a threat to its security. Foreign Minister Poda Makarovich said NATO saber-rattling is counterproductive. The world is already on a precipice. Yeah, that doesn't really age well in terms of what's happening currently in Europe. A return to bilateral Cold War era thinking could be disastrous for everyone. The U.S. continues to ignore the New World Order and insists on creating enemies where there are none. They run the risk of making their fears a reality. The Andrzejów Gap is of great strategic importance, linking NATO Baltic states to the rest of Europe. And then I see, so this is the Kaliningrad exclave, and then Russia proper is like up here. This is Belarus, Russian ally. Livonia is part of like, what is it? Estonia? Is this Estonia? Which one is, whatever one is near where Vilnius is, this area. The election exercise began in 2035 and occur every 2 years. About 14,000 Livonian, 10,000 U.S. personnel taking part this week, as well as 1,000 from the U.K. and other NATO states. Attending forces will focus on interoperability, CBRNs, chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear. Well, that's apt for the what goes on later. Fences and electronic warfare. But AAN's correspondent in Argentina, Sean Bradwell, says paranoia in Eastern Front has reached a fever pitch since Belarus began a session talks with CSAT following the 2035 Moscow summit. He added that many in the West are still concerned over the Apex Protocol papers and the bloc's projection of soft power expansionism. Exercise Electron, Bradwell states, is a way of bolstering confidence at a time when CSAT looks poised to achieve complete global hegemony. If Russia enters the fold, it would mean the final and most important domino has fallen. Probably won't read all the other articles, but thought I'd read that one. You got a whiteboard here?
Yo, Rudwell. Corporal Stipe's up on the roof.
Stipes, that's it. Or Stipe. Yeah. Don't trust the ladder. Arma reference. There's little rain droplets on the board. That's pretty sweet little detail. Wet post-it notes. Point Dakota. Electronic Warfare demo. You are here. Chimney. Bluebell Special Forces. Report to the SMRC for screening and tetanus shots. Hawk. Maybe laminate this stuff? Yeah, I like the little character that these whiteboards give. We got the Daisy building interiors with lots more furniture and I guess character than typical Arma 3 buildings. It's the same article? Oh no, this is the one that's about the neutrino storm. So I won't read this whole thing, but basically there's weird energy particle things going on. Yeah, you can pause it if you want to read it, but lots of neutrinos, which is not good. Or I guess maybe not necessarily bad, but definitely out of the ordinary, I'd say.
No fucking way. You here for a 101?
Homewood's orders. I got voluntold.
The Don? So what are you, like idiot-proofing?
Hey, I didn't want to be here, Jack.
Ah, whatever. Better you than some damn Bluebell. Jammer's on the desk. Let's get you zapping shit.
Components of electronic warfare. Electronic deception, jamming, counter remote control improvised explosives, RCIE. Direct energy, suppression of enemy air defenses. Terrain shielding, mission control, electromagnetic hardening, threat assessment, direction finding, intelligence gathering. Electronic attack, electronic protection, electronic support, electronic warfare. Exercise Electron 39. Pick this up.
Now, what you've got there is some funky fresh tech.
Instantly our frames drop once we pick it up.
Electromagnetic spectrum device with an integrated analyzer.
Oh, that's catchy.
Yeah, which is why us Sparkies call it a Spectrum or M-Spec device. Ah, here we go, my faithful assistant, Monsieur de la Dartere.
That UAV on a program?
I don't know, it's doing stuff, ain't it? Okay, so, point the antenna at him, hold it, and wait for the signal to scan. You ought to get a confirmation beep. See those bars lighting up on your display? That's his signal strength. You can use those readings to get a rough location of the source. First lesson's tracking. Hit him up over to the right. Then again, scan that signal. This is simple electronic support.
Identifying electromagnetic emissions to map a battlefield.
Yeah, think blindfold chess. Minus a blindfold. Okay, nice. Something else. You don't need a visual in order to receive radio waves. See if you can find them. Yep, there you go. Moving on. Electronic protection.
Huh. I'm not sure he's coming back. Is the geofence on?
Nah, he's good, he's good. He knows where he's going. Take a look at your device. You got full bars?
Nope.
Exactly. The hill's attenuating the signal. In this part of the demo, I'd go on about terrain, how it affects high, very high, and ultra-high frequencies. Yada yada, you know all this.
Yeah. Show me how you jam stuff.
Electronic attack. The third and final pillar of electronic warfare. I was building up to that. If you aim at our little friend and squeeze the trigger...
Okay. He's setting down. Telemetry's out.
Yeah, the noise you're transmitting breaks the connection. Autopilot takes over. He thinks he's out of range.
Specialist Rudwell, Lieutenant Kingsley. You got a minute? I need a sanity check up at Point Dakota, over?
Yeah, affirmative. North or South Dakota, sir?
You mean there's more than one? Look, when
Yeah.
you're done digging around on that roof...
Dakota
on the
is
hillside,
definitely one of the
I'd like
most
to
forgettable U.S. states, I have to say. No offense to people in
I better
Dakota,
see what's
but
up. He actually sounded
I
kind
mean,
of
as a
pissed.
non-American, that is. Like, I often forget North and South Dakota exist. Although I guess North Dakota is more forgettable because I think South Dakota has Mount Rushmore. I don't know what the hell North Dakota has. In Canada, the most forgettable province is probably New Brunswick. Or, is it New Brunswick? Yeah, New Brunswick. Yeah, I don't know anything that's in New Brunswick. Oh. Some blow. I think we're supposed to go up here. I didn't even check my map, but I think I remember it's up here. It's to the east, yes. Over here.
It's always with the hills.
Rudwell, nicely timed. I gotta verify some numbers for the live fire, and, well... all I'm getting's a false negative.
Maybe a dud designator.
Could be, but only the GPS is out.
Huh. Do you mind if I take a look at it?
Yeah, no, not at all. Be my guest. There's a load of concrete targets. On the hilltop to the south. Should be marked with purple smoke.
Okay, I got him. Coordinates are 0, 6, 7... Yeah, it's glitching.
Magic touch?
You know it.
Okay, can you give it another shot?
068 015.
Confirmed. Great job. Really?
068015.
Alchemist, Howlite Actual.
068
Requesting cast support 068-015. Over.
15. Yeah, it's here.
Stand by. The Greyhawk's vectoring for approach. Out.
Right,
Give it a few
coordinates.
secs. Payload's a GPS-guided smart bomb. You're not gonna want to miss this. You ever seen one of those things go boom before?
Yeah,
Right, drone operator. You sign up for that?
not really. I enlisted as a translator. 6 languages and an extra G every month. Then, it all went digital. Anyhow, long story short, helped my kid put together a mini-bot last Christmas and figured, hey, Army can have me doing drones.
Pointless to fight the future, huh?
So the target should be hitting.
Okay. There he is. You got him?
Yeah,
He's missed it. Overshot the target by what? Half a click? No.
oh my god!
All call signs. Incoming on the factory. No play. No play. Code Echo. I say again. Code Echo.
Jesus Christ.
Rudwell, get down there. Find out if there's any casualties.
Oh my god. Definitely not what you want to see.
Howlite, Alchemist.
This is just like a perfect opening to a DLC. Like, sets the tone really well.
Alchemist, Amber, RTB.
Like a realistic, you know, something that goes wrong. It's not like some crazy accident. It's like, yeah, this literally just missed the target and killed a bunch of guys. Although I guess it isn't really realistic how there's live fire going on, like, you know, a couple hundred meters away from our base.
2 others
But
non-responsive.
I don't know, maybe it's a bit
6,
realistic.
maybe 7 LDF, all dead. Advise, over.
Yeah, that's a lot of dead guys.
Get a med kit. Do what you can. Private Dillon, stretcher. Corporal Stipe. Move that APC off those cobbles. We need more space for a helo.
Something just collapsed inside the factory.
Okay. Go on. Rudwell, you see what happened?
Negative, I didn't see shit. Over.
Investigate. Stipe, give me an update, goddammit.
Jack, you alright?
What the fuck is that?
Hand, would you? Get me out of this fucking hole.
Lieutenant, do you copy?
I read you. I got eyes on a dust off.
Fuck!
Just wait where you are. Over.
It moved! That thing just fucking moved, Rudd!
To coś, co leży obok ciebie, co to? Wiem, że liznąłeś Polski, odpowiedz mi.
What the fuck is that?
Gadasz.
And there we have the start. So yeah, I'll stop it for there. We'll start the next part in a few days, probably, once I upload this and everything. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this Contact DLC so far. It's definitely a really fun DLC. So yeah, thanks for watching. See ya.